Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful sunny Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that all of you have had a good week and I hope you're looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Welcome Domenico, hi Angel, hi Mal, Elizabeth, Lydia, Anahita, nice to see our members in the class. Welcome Nita, Chinese funny game, Riyadh, Rashma, good to see our subscribers. Everybody, this is a subscribers chat class. If you want to join the chat today for this IELTS reading session, subscribe to the channel. All you need to do is just click the subscribe button and you're good to go. It's free and it's a great way to prepare for your exam. This is an IELTS reading about Brexit and the effects of Brexit on Northern Ireland. So a little bit of knowledge about the UK and modern history. And of course, the IELTS is a British exam, so most of the content is British. The accents you hear in the listening are British, and it's no surprise that you might get some reading topics that are related to Britain, to the UK. So don't be surprised if you get this kind of a reading topic. For lots more help with the academic IELTS, visit us at aehelp.com. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. They have our materials, our videos, our interactive course, the apps for your phone. And it is a one-time payment for lifetime access. This is the general IELTS website here at gieltshelp.com. Click this big red button right above my head to join the premium version of the exam. For the academic, it's the blue background. Click that big red button to join us there. Again, doesn't cost a lot. Basically, it costs less than subscription models for many other websites, and we have the best materials. So we're in it to win it, as they say. We're an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center. I'm a certified British Council agent and hold a degree in psychology. I'm here to help you. Students, when you click that, use the code EXPECT9 for an extra 10% discount. EXPECT9. And you apply that and you're good to go. All right, so we will use this website in a bit to read and interact with students. You'll see how that works. That's lovely. For now, we'll take a look at the reading passage in just a moment. The apps are academic IELTS help and general IELTS help in your app store. The Instagram is IELTS_AEhelp and GIELTS help, and the email, if you have questions for me, is adrian@aehelp.com, admin at aehelp.com. Hi, Kateryna. Welcome to our chat moderator. Nice to have you here. AJ throwing down a belated congratulations for Alexi. That's awesome, AJ. Thanks for that. All right, students. So reading right now. Tomorrow we'll have speaking part 2, speaking part 3. We will speak with you. You will have a chance to practice your speaking. YouTube video, the one that we just released, is this one here. And we'll get into reading strategies. Okay, first reading strategy is always read the title. A lot of candidates try to save time by skipping the title. That's really bad. It's like trying to watch a movie without reading the title. It's like, surprise! It's an action film. You thought it was love romance, but it's an action movie. Hope you like it. So yeah, don't be surprised by the passage. Read the title. Okay, read the title. Think about what you already know about this topic, and it doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, it's not a PhD test. It's not a master's exam. It's not a fourth-year university exam. It's kind of like a high school, college level test, the IELTS, for the Band 8, Band 9, right? Band 7, Band 6, it's more like high school, the way you can think about it. Band 8, Band 9, it's kind of like first year college, first year university. Okay, so read the title. Okay, read the title. Think about what you already know. You don't need to know lots. Let's do that right now. Okay, so this is the title of the passage that we are looking at. Trouble. Brexit's effect on Northern Ireland. Okay, sure. So, what do you know about this? Okay, share with us. Type into the chat. What do you think this means? Whatever comes to mind. I mean, critically, you should be thinking what, why, how. What is this about? Why are we discussing it? How is it discussed? Those are the questions that should be in your mind. Always that logic of what, why, how. But just give me any information. And you can see here that we even have a picture. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. They give you a lot of information, and for sure some IELTS reading passages will include a picture. Okay, so here we have North Belfast, so clearly this is most likely somewhere in Ireland. Prepared for peace, ready for war, right? So peaceful solution is preferred, but they're ready to fight if that's, you know, kind of what's going on. Okay, so trouble, Brexit's effect on Northern Ireland. Let's see what you're coming up with for some ideas of what you know about this. And you don't need to read lots of history books, but when you're getting ready for the IELTS, it's a good idea to stay up to date with some current topics, some world topics. Okay. Chinese Funny Game says it's the effect on the environment. I don't think so. I don't think it has any... Ria says some destruction, war-related stuff. The word stuff doesn't mean much, Ria. Stuff is just stuff. It's really just nothing. So Ria says it's maybe destruction, war. Okay, first of all, what is Brexit? Okay. So what is Brexit? You should know that. Okay, it had a major effect on the world. It affected your economy. It affected your trade. It affected the value of your money in your country. So you should know about Brexit. Okay, don't be blind to the world. When we're blind to the world, we fall off the edge of a cliff, and it's painful. Okay, so what is Brexit? Yes, Sushi Shubi. The UK withdrew from the EU. Yes, so it is the withdrawal of the UK, Britain, right, from the European Union. Okay, so that is what Brexit is. All right, it was big news. It was talked about. It was voted on. Yeah, it was when the UK said enough. We don't want to be a part of the EU anymore. We're finished. We're done. We're out. Okay. And what do you think that... So if you don't think about any of this, if you have no idea about any of this, this reading passage will be quite difficult for you. Okay, because you're basically trying to catch up on world news. All right. So what do you think that meant for the EU, for the UK, and even for the rest of the world? So what effect did Brexit have on the UK, the EU, and the world? Okay, keep it simple, right? Yeah, Anahita, I mean, it's politics, but it's simple politics. It's just world dynamics, human geography. You don't even actually have to call it politics so much in this sense, Anahita. You can actually just call it simply human geography and world history. So it's actually, and sociology. and economics. So this topic of Brexit that just happened in the last little bit, it actually affects all of these: world history, human geography, politics, sociology, and economics. Okay. Okay, Lydia says, high prices on domestic goods. Lydia, you can even keep it simpler. So change in economy, yes, local and international. Yeah, you don't have to be an economist, so you don't have to know exactly how much this changed the value of the European dollar or changed the British pound or changed your local currency's value, because for sure it did, depending on how much trade your country is doing with the EU and with the UK. So but all you need to know here, again, like I said, you don't need to be an economist, you don't need to read politics every day, but you do need to be aware of the world around you. So it changed the economy, local and international. Yes. Okay. So, and you might be thinking, well, this is happening in the West. I have no idea. Well, people in the West know about what's going on in the East, so we're quite aware about the relations between China, Taiwan, India, and China, trade relations there and how they're changing and how they're opening and closing. Russia and trade relations to the East, so Japan, Korea. So yes, people around that, doesn't matter where you live. When there are major changes in the world, it doesn't matter if it's east, west, south, north, you should have at least an idea of what's going on. Okay. Okay. All right. So change in economy, local, international. Okay. What else? Different, yeah, absolutely. Different visa, different travel applications, absolutely. Yeah, different. Yeah, so for those of you who want to learn and study in the UK or move to the UK or move to the EU, it's a big change in your visa applications. That's a very good note, Golda, absolutely. Different visa applications and admin for school, visas, immigration, absolutely. Right? So when I did my British Council certificate to be a British Council agent, Brexit was very important. That basically changed all of the study and visa requirements and permits and what you need to do and how you need to do it. So it had a major impact in that. So any of you looking to go to the UK or go to Europe, you are looking at some very different information now than 5-10 years ago. Okay. All right. So immigration, of course, changes in trade. And of course, changes in the impact of the socio and political relations among countries, right? I mean, you can imagine some countries were not too happy about the UK being like, yeah, you guys know what? This is not for us. We think we make more money and we do better without the EU. So we're out with all of our assets and all of our contributions. And so, yeah. Not to mention, it gives the idea to some other countries to say, maybe we're better off on our own as well, right? And so big effect in many, many different ways. Okay. All right. So now that we have some ideas around this, let's do a bit of reading. Okay. Now here for this reading, we actually have a list of headings. Okay. So list of headings is interesting. You actually want to do these questions while you read, and you want to read them before the passage. So let's do that. Now, students, this is reading, so read with me. Okay. We're going to go through this reading at a nice, comfortable pace. We're going to read together, and if you can, read aloud so you can hear yourself. Okay? All right. Let's do it. First, let's read the list of headings questions because that will give us an idea of what this passage is about. So, the Eurozone's impact on UK sovereignty. Okay, so the European borders' effect on UK's independence. Now, I'm kind of paraphrasing this in real time with my words. This is what you should do in the real exam. The Good Friday Agreement, the Good Friday Treaty or contract, a failed referendum, okay, a vote for change that did not succeed, a socio-religious conflict, a social belief faith system that does not match or is that's kind of creating friction, a complex political history and identity, a complicated past and image of people, embers of war ready to be revived. So the sparks of conflict ready to turn into a fire. An alternative solution to a land border. Okay, a different option to a border that's on land. Protestant and Catholic nationalism. Support for two different types of Christianity. A renewed border threatens an old conflict. A new national line between countries creates friction that's from the past. An exit from a union opens old wounds. Leaving a union creates some problems. Brexit and Northern Ireland, for better or worse. Okay, so UK exiting the EU and North Ireland. Now, North Ireland, we know, of course, is relatively close to the UK. It's on the same island, but it's forcing the separation between mainland Europe, right? Kai, have a good night. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at the questions that are after the passage. Multiple choice. So for multiple choice, I only read the question, not the choices, because we have no idea what choice is correct, and it's simply just confusing. So what percentage of leave votes was required by the referendum? All right. Which of the following statements is true about the Republic of Ireland? Okay. What did the Good Friday Agreement accomplish? So it's the second time I'm seeing this Good Friday, so I'm going to pay special attention to this. Choose one word from the passage for each answer. This is all in the passage. Let's read it. Shifting the EU border from the mainland to the coast of Northern Ireland is another possible outcome of Brexit. But for some critics, such a solution is something, since this would create a guarded border in the middle of a sovereign nation. This could result in Northern Ireland residents feeling isolated from the rest of the United Kingdom and may increase favor for the something movement. They don't want us. Some Northern Irish will say of the British. Whatever happens, there is a danger of bringing back something from decades ago. For most observers, this sounds bad, but for some, this would be very welcome. Okay. All right. Good. So we read that. Now we are going to read the passage together. Visualize, become British, become Northern Irish, be there, experience the people. If you are planning to move to the EU or if you are planning to move to Britain, it's your responsibility to feel sympathy for the people who live there with their 1,000-year-old history and to understand these kinds of situations. So let's read. Here we go. Brexit, or the British exit from the European Union, began in earnest with a referendum on EU membership in June 2016, which resulted in 52% of voters choosing to leave the EU and 48% to stay. Notably, the binding threshold of the referendum was 50% plus one vote. meaning that a simple majority of votes was all that was needed for a leave result. Some opponents wanted a 60% or higher threshold, indicating overwhelming support for such a monumental decision. As is, a narrow majority of British voters approved the referendum, and the movement to exit from the EU was put in motion. This movement would take almost 4 years to finalize and would threaten to reignite a 20-year-old conflict that could tear the nation apart. The United Kingdom is a complicated political entity comprised of 4 individual countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The nation has come into being through both conquest and coercion. While Northern Ireland remains part of the United Kingdom, the rest of the island of Ireland belongs to the Republic of Ireland, formerly part of the United Kingdom. The Republic of Ireland is now an independent country since 1922 and is a current EU member. Okay, so you have to picture this. It's quite complicated, I know, but if you're planning to move to the UK, you need to understand this. So you have the island of UK, and you have Northern Ireland, right? You have the rest of UK, and then you have Ireland. Northern Ireland is a part of the UK, as where the Republic of Ireland is separate. Now, I don't know my geography all that well, so I don't know the exact map, but you get the idea. Okay? All right? So Northern Ireland, a part of the United Kingdom. Republic of Ireland, not. All right? Again, you don't have to understand every word. You don't need to have an exact understanding of geography, politics, but you do need to have a general idea. Okay? Basically at the high school level. So that's what IELTS is thinking, is that people who sit the IELTS exam have a good high school level understanding of biology, sociology, history, and so forth. All right? Okay. C. The Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, a constituent of the United Kingdom, have an ugly history. Split mainly along religious lines, the Irish Catholics and Northern Irish Protestants, the North nevertheless has a strong minority of so-called nationalists, Catholics who favor unification with the Republic of Ireland. For approximately 30 years, this Catholic minority rose up against what they felt was an oppressive force, the British. The result was horrible. The Troubles, as the conflict came to be known, caused thousands of deaths and inflicted terror upon millions. The Good Friday Agreement of 1998 ended the conflict, but Brexit risks reopening old wounds. The problem lies in the border between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. During the Troubles, this was a militarized border. The Good Friday Agreement and the two-nation accession to the EU eventually erased the border. For the past 2 decades, there has been free movement, no border controls between the two nations. However, the United Kingdom leaving the EU means that the Irish-British border will now be an EU frontier, and therefore subject to a stronger border, complete with border guards and checks. This risks inflaming tensions among Northern Irish nationalists who desire a united Ireland. While the Troubles ended over 2 decades ago, experts believe there are still splinter groups of paramilitary organizations waiting to have new life breathed into them. Brexit and the potential hard border it may necessitate could provide such breath. There are even fears of the rebirth of the Irish Republican Army, the group responsible for a significant portion of the violence during the Troubles. Another possible outcome of Brexit is the positioning of the EU border along Northern Ireland's coasts. That is, it would remain part of the Eurozone, at least as far as auto traffic is concerned, while maintaining a hard international border with mainland United Kingdom. To many observers, this option is absurd. A hard border inside the sovereign territory of a nation? The result of this option is that travelers by sea or air between Northern Ireland and the rest of the United Kingdom would be subject to border controls. This is akin to a hard border between Alaska or Hawaii and the contiguous 48 US states, or between Tasmania and the rest of Australia. Like the previous option discussed, this option could also stroke long simmering hatred. Being effectively cut off from the rest of the nation could make the Northern Irish feel even more isolated than they already are. Northern Irish nationalist sentiments will multiply. They don't want us, the Northern Irish nationalists will say of the British. And there will be Republic of Ireland sympathizers waiting with open arms to accept them fully into their nation. Brexit is an incredibly complex geopolitical quagmire. One aspect of it, which received little attention, is the lead-up to the referendum, but outsized attention since is the question of Northern Ireland. Whatever choice the British make, the risks of reigniting old conflicts is significant. Whether this is a good result depends on whom you ask. All right, now that's pretty heavy. It's a reading part 3, but again, you do not need to understand it fully to get a great band score. Let me show you how by getting some of our viewers to volunteer, and we're going to read and answer these questions together. Okay, so I'm going to put on my headset and we'll do the list of headings questions first, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So first we're looking at paragraph A. Okay. And the way that we volunteer for reading and for answering questions, I'm sure Kateryna will help us out here. You can already see her instructions in the chat, which is fantastic. Thank you, Kateryna. So register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. First, you need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you need to either join the Premium IELTS package by clicking the big red button that's just right above my head there, or you can absolutely try the free version of the website by clicking the green button that's kind of behind my head there, and then you log into your My Student account. Okay. Once you're in your My Student account, click on this Student Partner Speaking. And when you're there, then simply just accept the terms. This means you're responsible, you're focusing on IELTS. And then here you will see me as master. Send me a message and I will connect with you. And then you send a message by clicking the blue envelope. So Anahita's messaging. I'm going to give Anahita a chance here. Anahita, are you ready? And then we'll start reading and going through these answers together. Okay? All right, let's do it. So Anahita, if you're there, if you're ready, let me know, and then we'll connect. Okay, Anahita, it's ringing on my end. Try to pick up, check on your end. If you've had the site open, everybody, for a long time, then you might want to refresh it. Okay? Hi, Anahita. Hi, Anahita.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I remember you have some issue with seeing the button when you need to pick up, right?
Yeah, still I have that issue. I don't know why.
Okay, no worries. We are going to work together, Anahita, to solve some of these questions. So, as a first step, you're going to see the title in the first paragraph here quickly. Just start reading nice and loud. And what I want you to do when you're reading this paragraph is really think about what is the main message of the introduction, okay? And everybody else, do the same. So read with Anahita at home or wherever you are and think about the main message in one sentence. Okay, Anahita, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with trouble, question mark.
Trouble, Brexit's effect on Northern Ireland. A. Brexit, or the British exit from the European Union, began in earnest with a referendum of the EU membership in June 2016, which resulted in 52% of voters choosing to leave the EU and 48% to stay. Notably, the binding threshold of the referendum was 50% plus one vote, meaning that a simple majority of votes was all that was needed for a leave result. Some opponents wanted a 60% or higher threshold, indicating overwhelming support for such a monumental decision. As is, a narrow majority of British voters approved the referendum, and the movement to exit from the EU was put in motion. This movement would take almost 4 years to finalize and would threaten to reignite a 20-year-old conflict that could tear the nation apart. I
Okay,
think.
so what is this? So always what you should do when you're practicing at home, Anahita, before you jump to the answer, literally think about the question like this. So what is this introductory paragraph about in one sentence? Okay, go for it.
I think this is about the resignation of the conflict and the abandon, the leave of the people.
Okay, I think you're missing a very important word that keeps repeating itself in this paragraph. It is about a what?
It is about the threshold.
Well, not quite, right? This word repeats itself about 3-4 times at least in the paragraph.
British voters.
Vote. That's right. It's the vote, right? So when you see this, when you see vote, voters, votes, right?
Yes.
That has to immediately be a signal in your head going, okay, this is a vote, okay? Voters, right? So there's a lot of voters going on here. So it is about a vote for the UK to leave the EU, which would, yeah?
Which would threaten for the conflict again.
Yeah, threaten international relations, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's what it's about in one sentence. Now, Anahita, I'm not just telling you this, I'm telling everybody this. It is extremely important in the IELTS exam to be able to clearly and specifically identify the main idea of a paragraph like this for every single paragraph. For those of you who want to get band 8, band 9 scores, you have to be able to do this. It's not an option. It's not a maybe. You have to. Skimming, scanning, trying to see keywords is not enough, okay? So you have to be able to do this. All right, so Anahita, it is about a vote for the UK to leave the EU, which which actually resulted, right? Which resulted in threatening, to be more specific.
Yeah, because there was the word "would" in the paragraph. That's why I used it.
Yeah, and it was 52%. We can even add that if we want to be even better. So it is a vote for 52% to leave. Okay, now the best way to solve these list of headings questions is find the heading that matches closest to this sentence. So read these choices and then pick the one that you think is the closest match to this sentence, that it is about a vote to leave the EU by 52% of the British, which threatened international relations. So read them and figure out which one is the closest.
Okay. One, the Eurozone's impact on UK's sovereignty. Two, the Good Friday Agreement. Three, a failed referendum. Uh, Four, a socio-religious conflict. Five, a complex political history and identity. Six, embers of war ready to be revived. Six, an all no, yeah, six, seven, an alternative solution to a London border. Eight, a Protestant and Catholic nationalism. Nine, a renewed border threatens an old conflict. 10, an exit from a unit opens old wounds. 11, Brexit and Northern Ireland for better or worse. I think it's either 9, either 5, but 9 is closer, maybe.
A renewed border threatens an old conflict?
No, not 9, 10, I think. An exit from a union opens old wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell that that's the closest, right? A vote, we can fill in the blanks, right? A vote to exit from the European Union opens old international wounds. That is almost exactly what we wrote down. So if we add in a couple of words from what we wrote down, it's basically a perfect paraphrase of what we said, right? So X is definitely the right answer, without a doubt. It is. Okay, Anahita?
Okay.
So always choose what you think is the best. Don't look at 2 or 3. Just choose one. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Anahita, thank you so much for volunteering, for being the first reader. And keep practicing. Hang in there. We're going to do some more questions, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Anahita. Good reading. All right, that was Anahita. Let's give her a thumbs up. It was really good. Okay, let's try somebody else. We haven't heard from, is this Angel with a new, let's see if this is Angel with a new name. Are you ready, Angel? I haven't really been able to connect with Angel, but let's give it a shot. Maybe Angel has figured something out here that we are unaware of. Okay. This is our member, Angel, I'm thinking.
Well,
Hi, Angel.
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you. Turn off YouTube and make sure you're listening to me through the website only.
Yes. How are you?
I am good. Is this Angel from the member,
Well, I can't
Angel?
hear you.
Yeah, is this the member, Angel? You should be able to hear me because...
I can't hear you.
Yeah, is this the member, Angel?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, can you hear me through the website and not through YouTube? Okay, something funny is going on. Angel, I'm going to come back to you. I'm just going to refresh my page, see if that helps, okay? So just
Okay,
a sec.
sir.
Okay, I'm just going to do a quick refresh here on my page. There was some kind of a microphone issue with the page a little while ago, so maybe that will fix it. Let's see. Hi, Angel. It sounds like you picked up. Hi, Angel.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, you're the member, Angel, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and is this the first time we're speaking?
Yes, of course.
We succeeded. Voila, there you
Yes.
go. It's like magic.
Eventually.
Keep trying, right? Never give up. That's it. That's awesome. Well, good to finally voice meet you. Angel, where are you in the world?
Sir, I'm originally from Iran, but I've been living in Turkey from 3 years ago.
Okay, so you're in Turkey. We're usually able to connect with people in Turkey. Let us know what kind of device you're using. Are you using Apple by any chance?
Yes, sir. I'm with laptop.
Okay, yeah, Apple's funny sometimes. It's not. Apple's amazing hardware, software, but they sometimes have issues with the internet. It's one of the caveats of Apple is the internet. But anyway, Angel, I'm so happy that you're finally here. Angel, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
Sir, I've been preparing for IELTS exam because I'm planning to to get my PhD degree in an English-speaking country, but I don't know whether it is Canada or United Kingdom.
You should come to Canada. It's better.
Okay, sir.
I had to say that. It's some British out there like, hey. All right. So I've got the reading up on the screen. Go ahead and read paragraph B when you get the chance.
Okay, sir. The United Kingdom is a complicated political entity composed of 4 individual countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The nation has come into being through both conquest and coercion. While Northern Ireland remains part of the United Kingdom, the rest of the island of the Ireland belongs to the Republic of Ireland. Formerly part of the United Kingdom, the Republic of Ireland is now an independent country since 1922 and is a current EU member.
All right, first body paragraph. So here again, the question is, what is this first body paragraph about in one sentence? What do you think?
So, I think it says that the United Kingdom includes 4 countries, and although although Ireland is a part of United Kingdom, but I think now it's independent. It used to be a part of United Kingdom, but nowadays it's independent country.
Well, Angel, one fact we can say for sure is it's really confusing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Simple is good, Angel. Simple is good, and that's really what you should do. If you were to ask me, right? And I mean, I know a little bit about the UK and UK's geopolitical history, but in all honesty, it's still really confusing. So I would answer just that. So the UK and Ireland and the 5 countries involved is really complicated geographically and historically, right? That's what I think this paragraph can be summed up as. It's just really confusing. What is the United Kingdom and Ireland, right? So,
yes.
So if you feel yourself going in that direction, like it's a part of it, it's not a part of it, Ireland is actually 2 parts. One part of it is still a part of the UK, Northern Ireland, but the Republic of Ireland is a separate country. So it's like there's 2 Irelands. It's really weird and confusing. Okay.
It's the first time I've heard this.
Yeah, and it's because Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland have different dominant religions. So it's really confusing. It's kind of like how Saudi Arabia was 100 years ago, where it was just a whole bunch of different little countries because they all had different religions and they couldn't agree on who's right. So here Ireland is still in 2 pieces in a way, and one piece is actually linked to the UK. So it's really confusing. But anyway, that's enough to know that it's just really confusing to understand the makeup of this part of Europe. Go ahead and look at the choices and see if one of those seems to match this idea of this confusing group of countries.
Sir, I believe it's V.
Yeah. We could say it's confusing political history and identity, right? You should always read them, though. So, Angel, go ahead and just read through them. Make sure you're not missing any better option, because you're looking for the best option. So you should always check all of them.
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Good Friday.
No, read it loud. Read it loud. We want to hear your voice.
Oh, okay. The Eurozone, the Eurozone's impact on UK sovereignty. The Good Friday Agreement, a failed referendum, a social-religious conflict, a complex political history and identity, embers of war ready to be revived, an alternative solution to a land border, Protestant and Catholic nationalism, A renewed border threatens an old conflict. An exit from an union open old wounds. Brexit and Northern Ireland for better or for worse.
Good. Repeat after me. Wounds.
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 Good.
Wounds.
Good. Yeah, so still sticking with 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's the correct answer. Good for you. Stick to your answer. That's very good advice for multiple choice, and this is a type of multiple choice. Stick to your answer. Usually it's the best way to go. Yeah, and the reason why we get that is because a complex is kind of the same as confusing, right? So we could say a confusing political history and identity, right? So that's great. Angel, I'm so happy you were able to connect. Did you end up using a VPN, or how did you do it?
Sir, Amra have suggested me a VPN, and I installed that. And with that, I could connect to you. But I also changed the, I was with Google with my browser, but now I'm with Chrome, Google Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome is definitely the most stable browser on the internet. Of course, Google would have the most stable browser. So that makes sense in using a good VPN. So Amra, if you're listening or watching at some point, thank you. We'll make sure to thank him later. Angel, good for you for not giving up and for volunteering. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I look forward to more chats in the future. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Bye, Angel.
Bye.
All right, that was Angel. Really good. Thumbs up. We finally got to hear her voice, right? Somebody's got a name like Angel. It's good to, we want to hear their voice. And that was sounded angelic. The adjective is angelic. You had an angelic voice, Angel, so that was nice. All right. Let's give somebody maybe new a chance here. Let's see if Kateryna is available for us. Are you ready, Kateryna? If you're still hanging out. Okay. Yeah, you gotta, stay the course. These chat systems are hyper complicated. You have to refresh the page sometimes or change your VPN. Countries still have these issues where I don't want you to talk to somebody from that country. Okay, we're all citizens of Earth. Thank you. Little 2 bits. All right, Kateryna. If you're there, Kateryna, let me know. I might have to refresh. Oh, there you are. Hi, Kateryna.
Hello. I'm sorry. I still have a call on the laptop.
Yeah, so just mute YouTube and mute the other audio and just the website audio. And then it should be okay. So use the audio from the website, not from...
Yeah, I'm just close to the laptop.
Perfect. Okay, cool. You can hear me okay, Kateryna?
Yeah.
Awesome. I can hear you crystal clear. Kateryna, where are you right now?
Right now I'm in Netherlands, but actually I'm from Ukraine.
From the Ukraine, but you're in the Netherlands. All right. Surrounded by a whole bunch of water, right?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Right? Well, Netherlands is basically swimming in the ocean, so they're sinking. Get out of there, Kateryna. You're sinking. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a great country. I've been there before. So, all right, Kateryna. Well, happy to have you join me. Why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I want to study in the Netherlands, but it's quite complicated with language tests and with my diplomas and with commission money for university. So for now, at least this test would help me in finding a job.
Absolutely.
And for study, I hope in the next year I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the name, Kateryna, and this is for everybody. It's in the name. It's the International English Language Testing System. It's not the EU system. It's not the Turkish system. It's the International English Language Testing System. Sometimes people take like the European version, like the C1, C2, and then 2 years later they decide to move to Canada. And guess what? They don't accept that one here. So then you have to take the IELTS again. So my suggestion is, if you need to take an English exam, take the IELTS. It works anywhere you go in the world, whatever life brings, wherever you go for your master's, your PhD. And once you have it, it has a 2-year expiry. But in all honesty, if you get a good band score, like a 7.5 or an 8, a lot of universities will just go, you know what, whatever. If it's 3 years old or 4 years old, we'll just take it. You obviously can still speak good English. So if you get a good score once, it usually sticks. So Kateryna, that's good. You're smart. It's a good decision. And I'm here to help you. Let's do this. So read paragraph C, and then we'll just do it like we did with Angel before you. We'll figure out what it's about, and we'll go from there. So whenever you're ready, C, the Republic of Ireland.
Okay, so I'll start. The Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, consistent of the United Kingdom, have an ugly history. Split mainly along religious lines, Irish Catholics and Northern Irish Protestants, the North Netherlands has a strong minority of so-called nationalists, Catholics who favor unification with the Republic of Ireland. For approximately 30 years, this Catholic minority rose up against what they felt was an oppressive force, the British. Their result was horrible. The troubles as the conflict came to be known caused thousands of deaths and inflicted terror upon millions. The Good Friday Agreement of 1998 ended the conflict, but Brexit risks reopening old wounds.
Okay, so this is the second body paragraph, right? What is this second, because A is the introduction. So what is this second body paragraph about? Now, you have to be careful, because at this point, you might have read the list of headings a couple of times, and they might kind of impact or influence the way you think. But what's important here, and this is for everybody, not just Kateryna, is you have to kind of empty your mind and look at each paragraph without thinking about the choices, but just thinking about what you read. So you read this, and in a simple sentence, if I ask you, what is this paragraph about? What would you tell me in one sentence?
This paragraph about two religious lines, about Catholics and Northern Irish Protestants, and also about
simple. Yep. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. If you start using connectives like also and furthermore, you're probably going off topic, and you're probably going into details, right? That's why this should be a simple sentence, not a complex compound sentence, but a simple sentence for the most part. So this is about two religious lines that separate
separates Republic of Ireland and Northern Irish.
Yeah, this is what I would say. This is about two religious lines that separate the Irish people and create conflict. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, simple, right? Simple is beautiful. It's not always easy, but simple is beautiful. And when you're practicing at home, this is what you want to do. You can do this with partners too, by the way, where each of you reads the paragraph, each of you writes down what you think it's about, and then you compare and you try to play a game of who has the better answer, right? Is my answer better or is your answer better, right? The best answer should capture the main idea without losing information, but it should not include explanations, examples, and details. Okay, that's the goal.
Yeah.
All right, so it's about two religions, even to be simpler, it's about two religions that separate the Irish people and create conflict, right? Protestant and Catholic. What's the match here? Read the choices nice and loud for us.
The Eurozone's impact on UK's sovereignty, sure not. The Good Friday Agreement, the paragraph was saying about the Good Friday Agreement. I feel it's a referendum, probably not. Social religious conflict, I think it's close to that. Complex political history and identity embers of war ready to be reviewed, an alternative solution to the land border, Protestant and Catholic nationalism. Protestant and Catholic nationalism could be close. A renewed border threatens and all conflict. It's no, and an exit from a union opens old wounds. I don't think so. Brexit and Northern Ireland, for better or for worse, also no.
Okay.
So, I stayed in the Good Friday Agreement and on Protestant and Catholic nationalism. I would choose Protestant and Catholic nationalism.
Careful. Let me slow you down a bit. You actually identified 3 potential options, right? Can you read all 3 of them again?
The Good Friday Agreement. Protestant and Catholic nationalism.
And what was the third one that you said? It seems pretty close.
It was about Brexit, I think.
Nope. Look at the chat. A lot of people there are trying to help you, and a lot of them are thinking that's the answer.
Protestant and Catholic nationalism, I see, and
it was this one here, a socio-religious conflict, right? So let's take those 3 for a second. Let me digress a bit here, okay? All right. So list of headings questions, the goal, okay? And this is where we get into the Band 8, Band 9 level testing, where it's not just about English, but it's about your thinking as well. Academic IELTS tests you on this. That's why it's the academic IELTS, not just IELTS, not just general IELTS, okay? It's the academic IELTS. So the question says, choose the correct heading for the paragraphs. The heading means the title. By that, it means what the paragraph is actually about. And there are definitely a couple of paragraphs in the IELTS, in these especially passage 3s, where there will be multiple seemingly correct answers, okay? So here you have to choose the best answer, okay? Now, when you're choosing the best answer, you have to figure out which answer captures most, if not all, of what you think that paragraph is about. Are you following me, Kateryna, so far?
Yes.
Okay. So here, we said this is about the 2 religions that separate the Irish people and create conflict, correct? Okay, which of these 3 choices best captures all of that information?
I think social-religious conflict.
Absolutely, right? We can see that that can include both of the I see that I disappeared. I'll be back in a second. But we can see that that includes both of the religions, right? Because socio-religious could include both the Protestant and the Catholic. And it very importantly also includes the concept of the conflict. Okay? You agree with me on that?
Yes.
Okay, so in a university or college exam, that's multiple choice. And when you're doing multiple choice in college or university in the UK or in Canada or in the Netherlands, then it's not going to be one correct answer. That would be too easy. Those are usually junior high school and like grade 11 exams. Even in grade 12, I remember that the exams started to change to this style of examination, and our government exams after high school graduation are this style as well, where you have multiple correct answers, maybe 1 or 2 wrong answers, and you have to figure out which is the best answer. And these are kind of the logical steps that you go through. The Good Friday Agreement is just an element. It's just a piece of that paragraph. It's maybe an example. The Protestant and Catholic nationalism is an explanation. It's a piece of it. But this one here is the complete definition of that paragraph. Does that make sense, Kateryna?
Yeah, I understand it.
Okay, cool. So tricky one. You got probably the most difficult question for this list of headings, and definitely expect in the IELTS for one or two of them to be in this style. So you have to be careful. That's why I said previously to Angel as well that you have to read all the choices to make sure you're not missing the best choice. Okay, it's a very common mistake for IELTS test takers that they look at just an example or a piece of the paragraph, or they're skimming and scanning and they see Good Friday. Oh, I saw that in the paragraph, so it's Good Friday, and then they choose it, and it's a wrong answer. Okay, so that's where skimming and scanning doesn't work very effectively. All right, Kateryna, thank you so much for helping me out with that tricky, challenging paragraph. Do lots of aloud reading, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, you're very, very welcome. Enjoy Holland.
It's pretty good weather here.
It's good weather here too. Have fun with it and have a good weekend. Bye, Kateryna.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Kateryna. Okay, students. So I have an engagement that I need to get to, which means that I'm going to wrap up this lesson at this point. However, for those of you who have been watching, make sure to practice for the remaining paragraphs. So do the same steps for D, E, F, G. Answer the questions for the multiple choice and the paragraph completion, and I will send you the answer key. Let me show you where you can send your answers, and then we will send you the answer key and a little extra bonus. These are the the emails where you can send your answer key for this passage. All right, I look forward to getting them. You know what to do, you know how to do it, so practice. I will be back tomorrow with speaking part 2, speaking part 3, and in the same way through the website we're going to practice giving answers to those speaking questions, and I'm going to give you band score estimates and tips on how to improve. So make sure that you sign up for the premium course at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Those are the websites that again power these live lessons, and they are here to help you pass and improve not just your English but your communication as well. So these big red buttons will get you to the checkout form. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, doesn't cost a lot of money. We're an official IELTS test registration center, British Council IDP partners. You're in great hands, everybody. I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Thank you, Kateryna. Our moderators are awesome. As you heard earlier, our moderator helped Angel to make the connection through the website as well. So be sure to, that was very helpful. Be sure to reach out to them. And thank you, everybody, for subscribing and for being members. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.